The PlayStation 5 may be more expensive than we thought. So there was a report that came out late last night from Bloomberg talking about the manufacturing costs of the PlayStation 5 and how they are right now at about $450 per unit. The reasoning for this is that they are having problems finding reliable supply for the RAM and NAND flash memory. And because of this, it is increasing the costs of these parts and increasing the manufacturing costs of the console. One of the big issues they are dealing with is the fact that with the announcement of the new Galaxy S20 products and new smartphones coming out on the market, they are in high demand for RAM. So some of these phones have 12 gigabytes of RAM, some of them have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which obviously is creating a supply problem for the manufacturers of these products. This means that with a unit cost of about $450, the price of the PlayStation 5 is probably going to be at $499. Now, I don't know how much of an issue this is. The fact that it is going to be $500 compared to last generation where it was $400, it may turn off some people from buying it at launch. You just need to take a look at the last generation. The Xbox One released at $499. And it really hurt its launch compared to the PlayStation 4 at that $399 price tag. It grossly outsold the Xbox One, and a big reason was because of the price. And then you need to look at the generation before that, where you had the PlayStation 5, which sold at a whopping $599, compared to the Xbox 360, which sold at $399. That's a $200 price gap. And the Xbox 360 did a lot better in its first year of sales compared to the PlayStation 3. The 360 at the end of its Q4 had about 5 million in total sales, and the PS3 had about 3.61 million in total sales. So price when it comes to the launch of a console is definitely a huge factor in determining how well it does. Now, these consoles being $499 could have a major impact. I don't think it will have that massive of an impact just because of what they're promising in terms of power. And with the release of the Xbox One X, which was $499 and it sold pretty well, didn't seem to have a huge effect on its sales. And I mean, that was a mid-console refresh. So that was a console that if you already had an Xbox One, you still thought about going out to spend another $500 on a more powerful mid-console refresh. And then you have the PS4 Pro, which I believe launched at $399, which also sold decently well. And it is $399 right now, but there's always price cuts on that. The biggest difference between this console launch and last generations is that this one coming up, the consoles are going to be starting at a much more powerful position in terms of just what the console can do, whereas the PS4 and the Xbox One really were kind of released and they were already pretty weak when you compare it to like what was available on PC. So these ones coming up are still going to be weaker than PC, obviously, but I mean, they're going to be at a much better position than the last generation. So I think what's important for Sony and for Microsoft to do is to really market the power of these things, make the graphics and the capabilities of the open worlds you can have on these consoles the main point of marketing going forward, so people understand that yes, these consoles may be $100 more. Yes, they're more expensive than last generation, but you're getting so much more right at the start of the launch of this generation compared to last generation, and the chances of a mid-cycle refresh are lower, or if it does happen, it will come later on in the life cycle. A lot of people are talking about this price, $499 and whatever. I mean, I think it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it'll affect launch sales that much. I think people are still going to go out and buy them day one, maybe a little bit less, but it's not going to be like an effect where they fail at launch because they were $499. Now, in this article, there was also something that was very interesting, which I don't really see anybody talking about, but Sony's chief executive, Kenshiro Yoshida, talked about the business, and he said how the business is judged by the number of active users, not the number of hardware units sold. And it's hilarious because in today's world with the console wars and everybody debating about this console's better, this console's better, and you have people who love the PlayStation saying, well, look, the PlayStation 4 sold so much more, the PlayStation 4 is going to sell tons more at the end of its life cycle, the PlayStation 5 is going to sell way more at the end of its life cycle in terms of units sold. There's the other argument, which is the argument I'm on, is that the fact going forward to the next generation and beyond, the actual units sold per console really is not that big of a deal. What you need to look at is the subscriptions. So the subscriptions to PlayStation Plus, the subscriptions to Xbox Live, and the subscriptions to Xbox Game Pass. Not that it really matters. You should play whatever you want, wherever you want. Console wars in general are stupid, but it's interesting to see that the CEO of Sony is also saying this in this article, that what matters is not the fact that how many PlayStation 5s they sell, it's the fact that how many active users they have within their subscription-based services, so PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now and things like that. So that could kind of give you a little bit of insight where I think Sony is also going to be going down the road, where they're going to be focusing on their subscriptions. They're going to have to build out a robust streaming service. They're going to have to build out a robust service like Xbox Game Pass. They know that that is going to get them a lot more money in the long term than just selling their units. So like I said, I don't think this price of $499 is going to have a huge impact on the total sales at launch. It may have a tiny bit, maybe less than the PS4. It probably will be if it's $499, but I don't think in the long run of the generation it's going to have a huge impact, because obviously as the generation goes on, pricing gets cheaper, manufacturing costs gets cheaper. There's slim versions that come out every single time, and that's just going to continue to increase sales. So I don't think it's something to worry about. If you were hoping that it was going to be $399 and you've been saving up money, you may have to save up a bit more, or you may just have to wait an extra year to get it at a cheaper price when they have better deals that come out. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that the price is going to have a huge impact at launch? I would really love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.